tracks. Bravely we prove in our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Good morning. No, I'm saying good morning, everybody. Happy day after Christmas. Christmas Eve. Post Christmas. Some people are probably glad it's over. I'm kind of one of those people. I get tired of it. That's enough. No. Smack him. He's like trying to get up on the desk, and he knows better than that. He knows better. All right. I think I've shared enough. Good morning. Good morning. I hope you're having a good day. Almost 9:30. I think we're going to be in the big book today. What, you want something too? All of it. You all think you're starving. That's what's going on. Be in the 12 steps, 12 traditions, 112. I bet it's on step 12. I don't know why I think that, but I have a good feeling it's probably on step 12. But my Christmas went all right. I don't owe any amends, so there we go. We'll go with that. I'm learning how to kind of just roll with it. It just, it feels so fake. It isn't real to me because, for me, it's like I don't talk to you all year. And all of a sudden we're good friends in front of mom. It's okay. My mom knows I put up with it. Welcome to Daily Trudge. My name is Dion. I'm going to be your host today. If you're here, please say hello, whether you're watching the live or the rewatch. So I have this WhatsApp group, right, where I let people know I go live, but people aren't really showing up for it anymore, so I may get rid of it because sometimes I just feel like I'm bugging people too much, so I'll let you guys follow me how you want to follow me. I was just trying to add more to help out, but sometimes it might be a little too much, I feel. So we'll see. All right, we're going to go to page 112. I was surprised. We're right in the middle of one. I just felt like I read this just 2 days ago, like the whole darn thing, because I did. It's a long read too, man. So, but welcome. Now we're going to talk about accepting success or failure. Growing up, I remember we used to be told as kids that, you got to be a good loser and you got to be a good winner. Winning is about being humble, and sure, we can celebrate and things like that, but, sometimes people take it too far. Like there was a Denver Bronco, he scored a touchdown and he went to the end zone and grabbed his crotch. And yeah, come on, man. Let's have a little bit more humility than that. Let's show some respect for other people. Of course, we can dance like Taylor Swift in the damn end zone, but don't spike that ball too hard. Don't do that. Hey, they get excited, man. I understand why they get excited. So, but let's get to this. Can we take our what we consider our failures and turn them into assets? That's the real key here. That's kind of the key. The other thing is taking a success for what it is and the overexcitement that it might bring. All right, let's get started. I'm going to go back a little bit. I'm just getting started on the bottom of page 111. Now comes the big question yet. What about the practice of these principles in all our affairs? Can we love the whole pattern of living as eagerly as we do the small segment of it we discover when we try to help other alcoholics achieve sobriety? Can we bring the same spirit of love and tolerance into our sometimes deranged family lives that we bring into our AA group? It's what I did yesterday. I reminded myself, and other people, it's not going to come back, but there was somebody who brought they said this in a meeting, and it really made sense to me. They said, I give more grace to complete strangers than I do my own family. So I gave my family a lot of grace yesterday, because why not? If I can provide it, why not? Yeah. Oh, yes, I can let people know they're not alone. I can share what I did, and hopefully they'll walk away with hope. Yeah. Can we have the same kind of confidence and faith in these people who have been infected and sometimes crippled by our own illnesses that we have in our sponsors? Can we actually carry the AA spirit into our daily work? Can we meet our newly recognized responsible to the world at large? And can we bring new purpose and devotion to the religion of our choice? Can we find new joy of living and trying to do something about all these things? Yeah, and it's switching from the I have to I get to. See, a lot of times I wasn't even invited to things. Now we're making progress. At least I'm getting invited, right? Some other progress is I don't need my brothers or sisters to pick me up, take me to my mom's house anymore. There's a lot of things. Now, my family doesn't seem to recognize what it is that I'm doing, and I got to be okay with that. I've never asked, what are you doing? Or even, how are you? What you been up to? How are the kids? Nobody asked me yesterday how my kids were. And I recognize these things, and it's okay. It's all right. So next year I'll be bringing all the kids. I'm like, Mom, next year it's gonna be a little different. There'll be 11 of us coming. I think there'll be 11, right? So yeah, 4 kids, 5 grandkids. That's 9 plus me and Shannon. Yep, that's 11. All right. But all I can really do is be a good example. If I'm going to go somewhere and cause more confusion than harmony, then maybe I shouldn't go. Right. And see, in the beginning, I wasn't going to go because of the drinking. Well, my family doesn't drink, but they sure do trigger me. Not intentionally. That's the problem. They're just being themselves, but them being themselves unhealed is enough to trigger me. So that's all it takes for this guy, So I also need to take a good look at myself and my attitude. What kind of attitude am I going to bring into my success or my failure? Am I going to take this failure and learn from it? Because if I do, then I can progress. And next year might be a little bit easier. Just a little bit. It's always just a little bit easier. You think you go and it's like, okay. And you just, I try and have a good attitude. I set time limits and I follow them. Yesterday, 2 hours was my limit. That was it. And they're lucky they got it. I'm like, I got a chair meeting at 3. Bye. Nobody argues with that. It was a lie. So My mom knows the truth. That's all that matters. That's all that matters. Because I'm doing it for her. I could do that. She did a lot of things for me. My mom saved my life several times, okay? And she did the best that she could. And yeah, sometimes she gets on my nerves, but she wouldn't be my mother if she didn't, okay? So, so I do it for her. And what I do? Well, I hung out with my mom. There was even one person, I don't even remember what it said, and they don't know me well enough. And they said, well, that explains some things. And I just want to say, what does it explain? Please tell me, what does that explain to you? That you know me so well. Fucking Al-Anons. Sometimes they just piss me off. There's a reason my wife doesn't go to Al-Anon, because they're kind of, I don't know, bitches. Anyway, sometimes, okay, we're alcoholics, so we will understand this. Sometimes you can take boundaries way too far, to where the boundaries become an offense, and then you'll get offended easily. It's just an extreme of codependency, is all it is. But I understand why they need to have strong boundaries to deal with somebody like me, okay? But there's balance in all things, my friends. All right. Furthermore, how shall we come to terms with seeming failure or success? Like seeming. Because at the time it feels like a failure. But feelings aren't fact. So I'm already off beam. Right? It feels like a failure. Yeah, check this out. You're on fire, Amber. I love it. Because I'm sober, I got to host 3 Christmases so far. Today will be number 4. But the big party's over, where people actually wanted to come to my house and spend time because of the progress we've made as a family. I think that is fantastic. It really is. I love hearing that. We weren't these people just a few short years ago, and it was a few short years ago. A couple of years in the grand scheme of life is nothing. Okay? 5 years is nothing compared to the whole thing, right? So, thank you for adding that, Amber. The thing is, if you had a good experience or a different experience, feel free to put it up there. Okay, I can only tell mine, right? But for me, it's progress. It's progress, so that people know that they're not alone. But not all families are like mine. Right? So, I got sober the first time, and what you go, and what you're going through right now did happen with me the first time I got sober. My family got very, very mad at me that I went back out after 12 years. And they can't let that go. They're like, we don't understand. I'm like, you got a master's in psychology. You don't want to understand. We go back to that grace. See, my brother's willing to give more grace to a complete stranger that they don't even know than his own brother. He won't give it to me. So, can we now accept and adjust to either without despair or pride? There's those big feelings again, right? And thank you, Amber. Yeah, I think it's just kitty cat day, I feel you on the other family stuff. I'm dreading Zoom calling my mother today. And thank fuck I have good in-laws, because none of them were blood. Oh, got it. Yeah. Sometimes your blood family isn't your family. Yeah. We alcoholics are lonely people. Sometimes I know I've done this, that I've done so much that some people, they see me and they just get angry because it reminds them of all the stuff that I put them through. Yeah. And so, yeah, not much I can do about that. Yeah. I mean, this morning I've been wanting to send emails to like the man that raised me and my brother and stuff because until they make an amends to my wife, I will not do much more. Yesterday, I let a sister know, hey, let's go to coffee. And I could feel the tension. I'm like, why do you guys feel so intense? Why do you get so tense that I asked you to coffee? So, and I'm like, I just want to get down and get to know you better. Okay. Now, this is the third time I've asked in 3 Christmases. My brother, there's a guy that who is a friend of his that kind of wants to talk to me, but he bullied me. Right. And he keeps bringing up, yeah, I talked to Bilal. And he's like, he wants to talk to you. I'm like, send me his number. This is the second time I've said it. If he doesn't send it, then I know his intentions. I know where he sits. Okay. But at some point, there's going to need to be a talk that says, hey, you know, when mom's gone, I'd just rather not see any of you ever again. Or are we going to try and make this work? Because they don't understand something. My sister has one child. She's 16. She's autistic. Okay. And I'm not putting her down. I love Tay Tay. I love Tay Tay. Love her. She wouldn't give me knuckles yesterday, though. But I'm not the person to push myself upon other people. Right? Grandkids, things like that. You know, I don't make them hug people if they don't want to. Okay? My parents made me hug my abuser. They didn't know. Yeah. As a child, I didn't know. Okay. So, you know, a lot of different, you know, moving parts. I gotta say that, I don't know, it seemed like the group was going really well, and it feels like it's just falling apart. People aren't even really showing up to these anymore. I think it's just going through another phase, but it sucks because I don't know where people go. It's just all of a sudden they're not talking to me, you know. I don't, and I don't think it has particular to do with just with me in particular. It just makes me sad. You know, I go through 50 people and one person might stick around. All right. That feeling of abandonment comes up, and they're not doing it on purpose or towards me. That's not what's going on. But you know, it is hard. You know, I've been doing this for a long time, and you know, one person. Not that I'm discounting that you're here, Amber. I don't want to do that either. You know, I love the fuck out of you. So, but if it means that out of 50 people I end up friends with just Amber, then I'm okay with it. So, can we accept poverty, sickness, loneliness, and bereavement with courage and serenity? Can we steadfastly content ourselves with the humbler, yet more sometimes durable satisfactions when the brighter, more glittering achievements are denied us? That's kind of, yeah, I think they just called me out there. Yeah, you know, to say that I don't want glittering achievements would be a lie. There's a part of me that wants that. Sure there is. But do I? What is it that I want? What is it that I just want from, well, what would it be? Attention, being the center of attention. Oh, look at Dion, look how great he is. Why is that? Because everybody cut me down all my life. I've always been cut down. You know, we've been set aside, different. I didn't even fit in with the freaks. They were like, you're too much. You know, so when I get to AA and find my family, and yeah, it can be kind of tough, you know, but I can't take it personally. You know, people go through life and ups and downs and ebbs and flows. So, so can we? Well, we can do the best that we can, can't we? even understanding that we are doing it or going through it is progress for us. And we can mark that up. And what does that do? Well, it gives us more confidence. It gives us a better attitude to move forward with the day. All right. But I know for me, when it comes to this time of year, there's a part of me that just it screams for justice with my own family. And I just have to sit and wait. Oh, be patient. Be patient. I've been waiting years. When comes the time when see, that's why they avoid wanting to talk to me. They're afraid that they're going to have a hard conversation with me. They are. Right? They've been using something against me for years. And here's the truth. I was in surgery. I had a heart attack at 42. Okay. And my wife, God bless her heart, called my family. They were like the last people I wanted there. And while I was in heart surgery, several of my family members cornered my wife in a room. I could just imagine it, her feeling so fucking low, and told her to leave me while I was in surgery. My brother got kicked out of ICU because he wanted to fucking argue with me right after I came out of surgery. And you're not supposed to move for like 30 minutes at all. It's highly uncomfortable. Well, I found this out about, I don't know, maybe a year or two later. And I sent them all an email. This was during my PTSD. Okay. And I put a cease and desist on them. And the man that raised me took that literally. He took it literally. Okay. That's what he said last time. Oh, you put a cease and desist on us. And I just want to say, you put me away at 14, but I still came back and forgave you, you fucking twat. Hey, now the role's reversed. Why don't I smack you around with a fucking belt? Why don't I come kick you out of your fucking house? You can go live on the streets. Have fun. See, it sucks, don't it? Right? But they don't want to look at what they've done. They don't. So. And there may be a rule next year. I don't know. Maybe I'll just take my kids up and go spend time with my mom for Christmas, and the rest of them can see. And that's what I was trying to get to earlier, is I am the only child my mother has that has children, multiple children and grandchildren. They don't understand what my mother is going through because they don't have children. Okay. When your children are not getting along, it fucking sucks. As a parent, it does. Because then you got to separate everything. And it makes it tough. I have 2 kids right now that won't. Getting closer. Getting closer. All right. So, but here's the answer. The answer to these questions about living is yes. All of these things are possible, and they are. Well, I may be talking and bitching a little bit, but I'm not yelling and screaming. I'm not going off. I'm upset still a little bit about it, but I don't have the anger I used to have with it. Right? Today I got 2 of my grandkids. I got the 2 little girls, and I don't have a bad attitude around them. I like being a good example for them. They look at me adoringly. Well, so what's my answer here? Hang out with people that want to hang out with you. Fuck the rest of them. Unfortunately, when it comes to alcoholics, it's going to be a lot. And it won't be you. They're just choosing you at the moment, right? So, all right. When we know this because we see the monotony, pain, and even calamity turned into good use by those who keep trying to practice AA's 12 steps. And if these facts of life for many alcoholics who have recovered in AA, then they become the facts of life for many more. Of course, all AAs, even the best, fall short of such achievements as a consistent thing. See? I'm still, because if you listen to the things that I'm saying, I'm still falling short. That's okay. Why? I'm human. Okay, so I have to take a look at that and remember that Dion kept his fucking mouth shut, and that's what mattered. So, without necessarily taking that first drink, we often get quite off the beam. Our trouble sometimes will begin with indifference. Doesn't matter. Yes, it fucking does. Everything I've just talked about matters. We don't talk about these things. See, the reason I'm not as angry is because I talked about them with a therapist. I went through them. I worked through them. I have tools. I'm grateful that I have tools. I'm grateful that I even get to use them, that I'm allowed to use them now. And because of that, it allows me to have a better attitude and understand that maybe the people I'm working with also have a spiritual malady because they grew up in an alcoholic home also, but not one of them has done a thing about it. Because Al-Anon does not work on trauma. It doesn't do trauma. You want to do trauma, you go to ACA or therapy. All right? We are sober and happy in our AA work. Things go well at home and office. We naturally congratulate ourselves on what later proves to be far too easy and superficial point of view. We temporarily cease to grow because we feel satisfied that there is no need for all of AA's 12 steps for us. We're doing fine on a few of them. Maybe we're doing fine on only 2 of them, the first step and that part of the 12th where we carry the message in AA slang, that blissful state known as two-stepping, and it can go on for years. I'm not going to cover the two-stepping part. I think I've already thrown enough. I don't want to say negative, but not as positive stuff here. But we need examples so that we can work through them. Yes. If we don't have that, then how are we going to work through them? I got to be able to compare. Okay, but what am I comparing? I'm comparing me to last year to me this year. That's the comparison. And that I've grown. Right? Nobody, not one person in my family, well, my kids and things like that, but brothers and sisters, not one of them said, hey, I'm proud of you or anything like that. Good morning, Clara. It's good to see you. After AA, I stopped drinking. It took a while before I understood why the first step contained 2 parts. My powerlessness over alcohol and my life's unmanageability. I need a little talking juice here. I'm wore out. But it was a fun wear out. See, for all that, I didn't tell you what actually helped me yesterday. My daughter came over, and I don't know if she knows this, but this is the first time we spent Christmas morning together. I don't know that she knows that, but it is. So she stayed the night on Tuesday along with my granddaughters, and just getting up in the morning with them and being able to do presents and watching the kids. And I've never seen a kid get so happy over diapers in my life. They have these little babies, right, that they take care of, and that's what they want to do. And made me, realize the magic of Christmas again. And so that helped out a lot. That's how I got to start my day yesterday. That was a fucking blessing, right? I spent more time on that negative stuff, didn't I? It's the way of an alcoholic, man. Racking dilemmas. Racking dilemmas. In the same way, I believe for a long time that in order to be in tune with the 12 steps, it was enough for me to carry this message to alcoholics. Yeah, that was rushing things. Okay. I was forgetting that there was a total of 12 steps and that the 12th step has also had more than one part. Now, wait a minute. The person talking on what this is, it doesn't match. Now they're talking about the other part in there, about the two-stepping. But that had nothing to do with this. See how easy it is for us to just kind of, but it doesn't matter. Anyway, doesn't matter. Eventually, I learned that it was necessary for me to practice these principles. So here's the thing. Here's the thing. If somebody is two-stepping, are they really? Because see, you have to practice all the principles, all these principles in all your affairs, right? That's part of step 12. Well, if you didn't do the work, then no, you're not doing the 12th step. If you're not practicing the principles in all your affairs, then part of the 12th step is not there. 12th stepping might be different, but it's not the same. Not in my book, right? And that's what they're saying here. You know, we can't work half of the step, okay? And in the big book, it says you cannot transmit something you do not have. Well, if you haven't done the steps, you can't transmit it. You'll never sponsor, or you'll try and sponsor, but you won't get past the first step because you're two-stepping. Actually, you'll be the person that says this: I don't want to mess with other people's lives. That's what they usually say. Well, sponsoring is just not for me, and you'll get a variety of reasons. But anybody that's been through this program thoroughly, has done the work thoroughly, that gets through the 12th step and starts to sponsor other people, then you realize the work has just begun. The work just began. Because now you're a teacher. You got to know your stuff. It's Thursday, huh? I got the 5 o'clock meeting. All right. Eventually, I learned that it was necessary for me to practice these principles in all areas of my life. In working all the steps thoroughly, I not only stay sober and help someone else to achieve sobriety, but also I transform my difficulty with living into joy of living. So. All right. I'm just not awake yet. I don't know that I am going to be awake today. My eyeballs still hurt. All right. Well, thank you everybody for being here. I appreciate it. I have no idea what I'm going to do today. That is awesome. All right. Thanks everybody for being here. I appreciate it. Clara Joyce, it was good to see you. Amber, as always. I hope everybody has a great day. There's a good chance I'll be back later also. So thank you, everybody. I love you. Peace out.